Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to Devil's Advocate, where our beliefs are decided by a flip of a coin. With me today is Dean.
Hi.
And we will be discussing the topic, is 2016 the worst year in human history? And let's jump straight into it.
Cool.
How are you feeling about this topic?
Very, very nervous. I have a very particular belief on this
Yeah,
one.
but it's very specific. You very strongly believe that.
Hoping the coin lands in my favour. So,
Let's
shall
go.
I get it started?
Perfect. What's the...
Oh, yeah. It's a 5-cent piece, minted in 1999.
Perfect. Great year.
Would you like me
Love
to
it.
flip it again?
Yeah, sure. Might as well. Well, then you probably just screwed your chances
I
of getting
really
the thing
did,
that you
because I was
want.
just going to...
So,
So, I'm here to say that 2016 was actually a fantastic year
yeah?
for humankind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I'll start by saying there's a list of animals that have come off the endangered species list, namely giant pandas, humpback whales, white tiger numbers have increased for the first time in 100 years.
Yeah.
Norway has committed to zero deforestation for the year.
Yeah.
So I think the environment has really benefited from people committing to, looking after the earth, which it hasn't for quite a while.
Glad that people have gone in favour of the environment by electing President Trump, whose
That's only one country.
whose policies infect the rest of the world, Brexit as well. And I'm glad the humpback whales are off the extinction list.
Well, it's good.
Because Hollywood wasn't. Hollywood's on the extinction list. Alan Rickman's dead.
Alan
That's a
big
Rickman.
one.
That's Snape. He's dead.
Yeah.
But we got some pandas back.
Yeah,
Sweet.
cute pandas are very
Can't wait
cute.
to
Have you
see
seen
them.
the one of seen them sneezing on YouTube?
I have. I've also seen Alan Rickman,
But-
and it's really, panda.
I do understand that point. And even waking to the news that Carrie Fisher died this morning, big one. I was quite shocked by that and pretty sad, but it's just a part of human nature. Everyone's going to die, unfortunately. So,
At 53.
well, yeah, that is bad. But people do die young. Suicide rates around the world have declined over the year. Pancreatic cancer survival rate has gone up by 9%. So there are things out there that are helping, health is getting better and people are living longer. It is sad that we see these big names that people idolise and stuff dying early, but like I said, unfortunately it is a human condition that you are going to die.
Can I also bring up some other people who have died quite recently?
Yeah.
People in Nice.
Yes.
People all around the world dying in what seems to be an ever-increasing amount of terrorist attacks.
It is bad.
Natural causes, naturally.
Yeah. It is bad that terrorism seems to be part and parcel of everyday life.
Wasn't that way... We've had spates of terrorist attacks throughout, most of human history.
Yeah.
It's been part of it. 2016 kind of feels a little bit ramped up, don't you reckon?
It does. There were many instances around the world, but we recently...
So many that you forget about them all.
Well, that's
you have to
exactly
look
right.
a list at them, it's horrifying.
But recently in Australia, we had supposed Christmas Day attacks foiled by Australian Federal Police, which is awesome work.
No doubt they're heroes, but the fact that a potentially massive terrorist attack was stopped doesn't let me rest super easy,
I guess.
I'm oh, that's awesome that these were stopped in the nick of time, but
there's still the
they
instances
were
that
in
happen.
planning as well. They were going
that's
to
exactly
happen.
Right, but yeah, I know it is quite a shocking thing that it's kind of, I guess, in the back of your mind when there are major events on and stuff that what if sort of thing. But I guess we can't just kind of let ourselves live in that fear. We have to keep moving forward and getting on with our lives, because if we pander to them then they win. We can't let that happen.
If we giant panda.
I was just thinking that. America and China have this year put their most into charity and aid ever.
Yeah.
$15 billion. So, they're helping the world. And while you mentioned Brexit, that was, we're sitting over here going, oh, that's weird to do. Africa actually became closer.
Yeah.
In that they made it possible to travel around all of the...
kind of like an EU.
Yeah, kind of like an EU. So you don't need a visa for all the African nations. You can just travel in between.
Of all the places in the world where you would like deregulation and less stringent travel requirements,
Africa's not at the top of the list.
Is Africa the best place for that? back onto the radical terrorism, Boko Haram in Nigeria.
Granted, no, it's not. But I think it's a great step forward for them because there has for a long time been a lot of division and a lot of issues over there. So hopefully it's a step in the right direction to get them to come together and, maybe they can start building up and,
Because there are like vast swings between like the economic
absolutely.
climate.
And hopefully it brings it together a little bit and makes it a better continent altogether. Another thing this year, 93% of children around the world learned to read and write. That's the most in human history.
Just in time for the new 50 Shades of Grey movie to come out.
No comment.
No comment?
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But great movies this year. Rogue One's just come out. We got a new addition to the Harry Potter world, which is absolutely amazing.
Mr. Fuzzy Pants.
Mr. Fuzzy Pants?
Where Kevin Spacey turns into a cat and has to, because he doesn't love his family, has to... You haven't seen Mr. Fuzzy Pants?
No.
Wait a minute. I'm a cat!
It sounds amazing though.
Fucking awful. It's dreadful. 2016.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's been a really good year for...
If not 2016, if that's not the worst year in human history, which you're obviously arguing that it's not, where would you place the blame? Where would you chuck it?
It's hard to pick a single year. 2001 stands out for the 9/11 attacks. Did you say in history?
Yeah, in human history, it's quite...
Well, World War One, World War Two, very,
Yep.
very, the Great Depression and stuff like that. So I think as a world, we have not suffered as much. Like you mentioned, the political...
It's a different kind of suffering. Like
different kind of suffering.
Suffering in 2016 is different to suffering in 1914.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's on the sliding scale of failure, it's pretty far down the
Trump
valley.
being president-elect is a scary thought, but he won't be president until 2017, so...
So that comes into that one. But doesn't it kind of make you lose a little bit of faith in humanity, that reality TV star and...
It doesn't in America, makes me lose more faith in American people.
It doesn't make me start losing faith.
Yeah, no, I had already started, but it just kind of solidifies that. But hopefully it doesn't impact us as much as we think it will. And who knows, he could turn out to be like a fantastic leader.
I guess we'll see when we do our 2017. Oh God, I can't believe Ian McKellen died. Oh God, I can't David Attenborough. No, please God, no God.
Now, leader of the world, Trump.
Yeah, leader of the world, Trump. Fucking hell.
We're all in grey unitards.
I reckon I'd pull it off.
And I mean, I guess personally for me, it's been a fantastic year, the birth of my first child. So
very nice.
It's been fantastic. He's pretty
cool. Getting your kid born into Trump's world and
yeah.
But I wanted to just quickly touch on because you mentioned before the movement we're making towards environmentalism and everything like that. Do you think that that's enough? Do you think I think 2016 is one of the last years where we can make a stand, and we just haven't done it. We've made India planted a fuck ton of trees this year.
Yeah, and 50 million in 24 hours.
Super.
Good
That's
job.
an amazing effort. Not enough. And India's doing their part. Not everyone's not doing their part.
China's committed to making big steps by 2025 and then even further in 2050. Whether that's enough, I don't know. But I think people are starting to realise the impact that we are having and how it is really important that we do look after the earth, because the way we're going, we're going to destroy it before it's going to naturally destroy itself, sort of thing. And it's good to see that people are taking these issues seriously. Hopefully President-elect Trump can do something about that.
Yeah, fix up that giant Chinese hoax that global warming is.
The hole in the ozone layer has decreased significantly over the past year.
So Antarctica is not melting.
It's melting a little bit less. Than what it was.
It's a little bit.
It's a little bit, but
Progress.
It shows. It shows progress, and it shows a step in the right direction. And I think, taking that a step in the right direction is better than taking a step back.
Yeah. I'm happy to leave that there.
Yeah.
What was your actual opinion?
I actually think it wasn't the worst year ever. I
think it's pretty egotistical to claim that 2016 is the worst year ever.
It's a massive claim.
When you bring up World War One, there were days when hundreds of thousands of people died.
Yeah.
World War Two, same thing. They dropped nukes on Japan.
Yeah, that is absolutely horrific.
You go back further, Black Death.
Yeah.
You go back even further. There was an event that I've been so obsessed with reading about calderas, which are like the sunken volcanoes, which is like Yellowstone National Park's the caldera. Everyone's saying it's the end of the world. There was a cataclysmic eruption, I believe it was 73,000 years ago, called the Toba event.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been reading about this for years and years because I was so fascinated with like these giant extinction events. This thing went off and reduced the human population from a couple of million down to 5,000 breeding pairs. And all of humankind on the earth come from these 5,000 breeding pairs.
Yeah.
So we can trace our thing. So it's a huge bottleneck.
Yeah.
That's good. And like all population of animals and plants and everything like that wiped out because it blew up and covered the earth, and
Just
global
ruined.
winter for affected weather patterns for 1,000 years. Like,
Yeah.
that's a pretty bad day. That's a pretty bad year right there. Like,
That is a very bad
if
year
you look at it,
for the
like,
earth and humanity as a whole.
My favourite movie actor died. I'm devastated by a lot of these movie
Absolutely,
actors passing
absolutely,
away,
yes.
but it's on a different scale.
It absolutely is on a different scale, I believe. While there have been tragedies and stuff throughout the year, I think they're not on the scale of like global wars and significant risks to humanity's continuity
Yep.
and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good year.
Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Well, how do you guys think we did? Jump on into the comment section. Tell us how we did. Who did you think won? Who do you agree with? Because they can often differ. Or hey, let's not try and sway that. And if we're looking at next week, we've got two people battling over the seasons. Summer v winter. Winter v summer.
Very particular on that one.
Yeah?
Yeah, winter. I hate the heat.
Well, yeah, it's currently summer in Australia now. See, I'm a flipper. I hate whatever I'm in.
I mean, I
Really?
guess so, yeah.
So spring and autumn, aces, but
Perfect mediums.
but yeah, like I think with winter, not to ruin the video that's coming out, winter, if you're cold, you can layer up.
Yeah, that's
Summer,
always
if,
my
if you're
argument.
hot,
You can't strip down in the street.
There's a very specific point where you're like, well, I've got nothing left to give right here.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
at my
exactly right.
limit.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's any topics that you'd like to have us argue, who should argue them, and just give us a shout out on Twitter, on Facebook, or on Instagram. Otherwise, have a great day, and try not to get too bogged down about 2016, because let's be honest, a lot of our favourite stars are getting up there in age, so 2017 is probably going to continue that trend,
Not
so
gonna
get
be any
used
better.
to it.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to happen, guys. So.
Happy New Year!
Thanks, 2016.